Why is a fragile, S-shaped strip of land, in some places less than 50 kilometers wide, always the focal point that the most powerful empires in history have yearned to conquer? A vibrant red desert proudly sits right next to the crashing waves of the ocean, and misty valleys rise from the clouds as if Europe has just fallen to Asia. Vietnam, a hidden gem captivating the world. It's time to discover the true soul of this magical land. The journey to explore Vietnam begins in Cam Ranh Bay, one of the best natural deep water ports in Southeast Asia, and where geography and history quietly intertwine. Located in Can Hoa Province, this natural wonder is considered by naval experts to be one of the best deep water ports on the planet. Geographically, Cam Ranh is a fortress designed by nature itself. With an inland water area of approximately 60 square kilometers, the bay is almost completely enclosed, sheltered from the ferocity of the open sea by a massive peninsula and a chain of rugged islands. What sets Cam Ranh Bay apart is its exceptional depth and width. The waters here are deep enough to accommodate hundreds of large warships simultaneously, including aircraft carriers and nuclear-powered warships. This unique capability has earned it a reputation in the world of navies as a natural steel fortress, formed not by concrete or weapons, but by its very geology. Throughout modern history, Cam Ranh Bay has attracted the attention of major powers. In the 20th century, Cam Ranh's history was a tense tug-of-war between global superpowers. From its French colonial era to its role as a crucial base for the United States and later the Soviet Union, this turquoise sea has reflected the presence of some of the world's most powerful fleets. But long before modern fleets appeared, this sea was known to local fishermen as a fertile place with calm tides and a safe anchorage. Today, Cam Ranh Bay stands tall as a silent but resilient guardian of Vietnam's sovereignty. Often referred to as the Great Wall of Vietnam, Mua Cave is not simply an architectural marvel. It is a staircase carved deep into the limestone terrain. Mua Cave doesn't appear as a cave, but as a challenge. To reach the summit, one must conquer 486 rugged, moss-covered stone steps winding up the steep mountainside like a grey ribbon. Here lies a profound paradox. While China's Great Wall was built to isolate the outside world, the steps of Hangmua are designed to invite the soul in. Legend says that the Tran dynasty kings often retreated here to watch graceful dancers perform. Their movements reflected in the shimmering shadows within the cave, hence the name Dancing Cave. Each step carries the weight of time. The stone, smoothed by wind, softened by rain and footsteps, whispers of centuries that never reveal themselves. You sense the presence of the anonymous stonemasons who, centuries ago, carved these steps into the very skeleton of the mountain. A monumental structure without a clear origin story. Was it built for ritual, for guarding, or simply to commune with the sky? Atop the Muar cave complex lies Ngoa Long Mountain, the Dragon Mountain in the clouds. The limestone towers twist and turn throughout the valley, their silhouettes blending into the unmistakable shape of a dragon, its body curving like a wave, frozen in time, stretching out in the mist and sky. Standing atop the mountain, you will be greeted by a vast and majestic landscape, so much so that it feels like a royal decree written in emeralds and gold. Below, the Ngodong River meanders through Tam Kok, a winding stream carrying small boats that look like leaves falling from above. Here, Vietnamese mythology and geology intertwine so seamlessly that it is difficult to distinguish between belief and nature. There is an unexplored mystery at Ngoa Long related to the dragon's eyes. It was positioned to guard the capital of Hoa Lu, serving as an eternal protector. Local legend says the dragon is not a statue, but a petrified guardian deity watching over the country until the nation needs it most. Bai Din Pagoda stands at the crossroads of contradictions. This is one of the largest spiritual complexes in Southeast Asia, a massive, sprawling complex with record-breaking splendor, yet maintaining the intimacy of a whispered prayer. It boasts the longest Arhat corridor in Southeast Asia, with 500 life-sized stone statues lining the walkways, each face carved with a different emotion, a different truth of life. As you walk through, their eyes seem to follow you, as if contemplating the secrets in your heart. Deep within the mountain lies the ancient Baidin Temple, a small, dimly lit sanctuary that has been emitting incense for 1,000 years. Above it, a new complex rises like a spiritual city, with a 100-ton bronze Buddha statue shining brightly. How can such a vast place offer such a sense of peace? Historically, Baiding is situated near ancient sacred lands, linking modern Vietnam with pre-dynastic spiritual traditions. Some believe the surrounding mountains form a geographical arrangement, a convergence of energy lines chosen long before written history existed. Often referred to as the cosmic center, Baidin feels like a place where the laws of physics are suspended, replaced by the law of cause and effect. Stepping through its gates is like leaving the world behind and entering a realm where greatness is not measured by height, but by the depth of inner tranquility. Trang An is not merely a landscape, it is a primordial architecture of land and water, often described as Ha Long Bay on land. Here, the Earth's crust is pushed up to form jagged limestone peaks, creating a fortress of thousands of limestone towers guarding a tranquil emerald world. The journey begins on a small wooden boat, gliding gently across the water, the surface like a black mirror, reflecting the clouds and towering mountain peaks within. There is an inherent mystery in the way the rivers suddenly disappear at the foot of the mountains, leading into the water-crossing caves, water-filled labyrinths, where the air becomes chilly and the only sound is the steady dripping of water eroding the rock. Inside these tunnels, stalactites hang suspended like prehistoric fossils, shimmering with an ethereal light that evokes the vibrancy of the mountain. Emerging from the darkness of the caves into a hidden valley feels like a journey through time. You will be greeted by a rocky arch from which rare primates occasionally observe from the cliffs. Historically, Trang An served as a refuge for the royal army during times of invasion. The terrain itself acted as a shield, a natural fortress formed by water and rock. Traveling through Trang An is like traversing a three-dimensional poem of resilience, where the enduring nature of the mountains contrasts with the graceful, ever-changing beauty of the river. The journey through Tam Coc begins on the No Dong River, a small stream winding through a vast expanse of rice paddies. The beauty of this place is determined by the seasons. During the harvest season, the rice fields stretch along both banks of the river, transforming the valley into a deep, silvery yellow, nestled between vertical grey limestone walls. The river flows gently through 3 caves, each low and dark. The boatmen lie on their backs and use their feet instead of their hands, a technique born from necessity and passed down through generations, allowing them to navigate the river with a strangely quiet grace. Across the river lies Bich Dong, the Green Cave, an ancient temple complex situated on terraced mountain slopes. It is a masterpiece of combination, where stone walls and wooden altars are carved directly into the dark cave interior. Built within a cave, the temple is inseparable from nature. The stone walls blend seamlessly together. The boundary between architecture and mountains disappears. In the past, this area provided both food and shelter. The river nourished the fields. The caves provided refuge during times of unrest. It evokes the feeling of a mountainous region extending its protective arms to the gods. A sacred place where human faith is inextricably intertwined with the natural rock. There are no towering city walls, no massive palaces, no magnificent avenues. Yet Hoa Lu is where Vietnam first stood, firm as a unified, independent nation. It was the capital of the Dinh and Le dynasties in the 10th century, a pivotal period when a young nation first rose to assert its sovereignty. The temples dedicated to King Din Tien Huang and King Li Dai Han, built of dark, weathered stone and ancient wood, stand tall like silent sentinels on the land that laid the foundation for modern Vietnam. The layout of the capital was designed according to ancient feng shui principles to harness the breath of dragons hidden in the hills. Walking through the courtyards, one can see exquisite dragon motifs carved on the stone steps, their eyes gazing towards the horizon as if still watching for invaders. Ha Long Bay is a colossal water fortress, formed over more than 500 million years of tectonic shifts and the persistent erosion of time. Before humans knew of navigation, it existed as a natural defense system, built not by human hands, but by rocks, water, and the slow breath of the earth. For hundreds of millions of years, limestone has risen from the seabed, cracked, collapsed, and then risen again. Nearly 2,000 limestone mountains stand upright in the Gulf of Tonkin, covered by primeval forests and bearing the marks of salty winds, sea waves, and time. Viewed from above, the bay resembles a chaotic labyrinth. But from the water's surface, these rock formations appear like giant stone figures, standing motionless amidst the emerald waters. The beauty of Ha Long Bay comes not only from its scale, but also from the function it once served. For centuries, this rocky archipelago was Vietnam's first line of defense from the sea. Foreign fleets could enter, but few could move quickly or safely through the labyrinth of rocks and complex ocean currents. Floating fishing villages nestle in quiet bays. Fishermen memorize the water flow, wind direction, and tides like a living map. Sailing through Ha Long Bay is like entering a prehistoric sanctuary, where time is not measured in hours and minutes, but in the drops of water falling from the stalactites and the eternal rhythm of waves crashing against the rocks. Sapa is often described as a town in the clouds, but the clouds are only part of the story. It's a town defined by a vanishing point, where the solid world of the Hoang Lin Sun mountain range dissolves into an eternal swirling mist. Perched high in a region with thin, perpetually cool air, this town is a haunting intersection of cultural identities. The French colonists arrived in the early 20th century, drawn by the cool air. They built stone villas and a church that still stands in the town center. The architecture remains, but the culture never belonged to them. That culture belongs to the Hmong, the Dao, and other ethnic communities who lived here long before roads existed. The mountain slopes have been hollowed out and shaped into dizzying terraced fields, spiraling downwards like the fingerprints of a giant. These fields are not just agriculture, they are a vibrant painting, transitioning from the silver of the water, reflecting during the rainy season, to a dazzling, brilliant yellow during harvest season. Sapa is the gateway between heaven and earth, where humanity has carved out a fragile, beautiful existence on the cloud-covered slopes. At 3,143 meters, Fansipan is a vertical pilgrimage, a jagged granite peak piercing the sky. Dubbed the Roof of Indochina, this mountain has become a symbol of ambition, proof that limits can be reached and then surpassed. In the past, climbers had to spend days traversing dense forests and rocky terrain to reach the summit. That journey tested endurance, patience, and determination. For centuries, it was the peak of pure ambition, a destination attainable only by those willing to endure days of struggle through bamboo groves and jagged slopes. Today, technology has shortened that distance. Cable cars lift visitors above the valley and clouds in minutes. Some criticize this change. Others see it as an inclusivity, allowing more people to experience a place once reserved for the few. The summit is a sacred altar where the earth ends and the boundless sky begins, a monument to the human spirit's yearning for divine touch, sculpted from cold rock and eternal wind. Mapileng is a road you will never forget. Dubbed the King of Passes, it's a jagged scar of engineering and willpower carved into the sheer limestone cliffs of the Hajiang Plateau. The beauty of this pass lies in its terrifying dizziness. Below the narrow road is a 1,000-meter deep gorge down to Tusan Gorge, where the Noki River flows like an emerald stream through the dark earth. This pass is part of what locals call the Happiness Road, handcrafted in the 1960s. Thousands of workers rappelled down the sheer cliffs, using only hand tools to carve a road through living rock to connect isolated communities with the world. Driving here demands concentration. The curves are very tight. Fog comes unexpectedly. One moment, the valley is clearly visible. The next, it vanishes into the clouds. The steep mountains and deep gorges seem to stand still. It is a place of profound insight, where the greatness of human labor meets the indifference of geological time. The Notki River below not only flows, but also carves, a silent sculptor that has spent millions of years deepening the abyss. Ban Giok is a masterpiece of the power of flow, the fourth largest border waterfall in the world, spanning the border between Vietnam and China. The beauty of Ban Giok lies in its harmonious movement. The Khe Sun River cascades down three distinct limestone cliffs, forming a giant, silken white wall that rushes down into the turquoise lake below. While it marks the political border between Vietnam and China, the water itself has no sovereignty, flowing in a unified roar that harmonizes the entire valley. On one side are lush green rice fields. On the other, the river continues to flow. Life goes on similarly, regardless of nationality. The waterfall becomes a shared presence, not a dividing line, but an immutable force. Local people's bamboo rafts drift close to the cascading water. Towering cliffs rise majestically. The flow is powerful, yet the scene remains tranquil, standing before the waterfall as the roar reverberates in your chest. And the mist blurs the horizon. You realize that Ban Giok is not just a boundary, it is a living monument to the immortal beauty of the natural world. Hanoi is a city of alleys, winding lanes like the bloodstream of an ancient soul breathing in a modern body. In the 36 old quarters, the soul of the countryside not only exists, it also dictates the pace of urban development. The beauty of Hanoi lies in the collision of time, the scent of charcoal smoke and jasmine wafting from a 1,000-year-old pagoda, then carried away by the breeze of a passing tram. Each street retains the characteristics of a guild, a communal memory where the jingling of silver forging or the aroma of herbs serves as an sonic and olfactory map of the past. Motorcycles crowd the streets, but mornings belong to pedestrians. People exercise around the lake, buy breakfast from familiar vendors, and sit on small benches, drinking tea or coffee. These habits repeat themselves daily, anchoring the city to routines older than its modern infrastructure. What sets Hanoi apart is this coexistence. Ancient temples nestle among narrow houses. French colonial buildings stand alongside modern, glass-enclosed offices. Nothing is completely erased. Layers are superimposed. Hanoi is where greatness is found in small things. Once the capital of Vietnam, Hue was built for ritual, contemplation, and power. The perfume river flows through the city like a steady breath, separating daily life from memory. Along the riverbanks, royal tombs lie peacefully, surrounded by trees and water. Each tomb, from the somber stone of Minh Mang to the vibrant mosaics of Khai Dinh, is designed as a living house for the dead, precisely placed to harness the spiritual energy of the mountains. These are not merely cemeteries, they are fortresses of memory, where the vanity of the emperors has been covered in moss and the slow, rhythmic ringing of bronze bells reclaims its former glory. The forbidden Purple City was ravaged by conflict, but its soul remains immortal, etched into the faded red lacquer pillars and tranquil lotus ponds. The beauty of Hue lies in its serenity, in its gentle colors, in the moss covering its stone walls, in the way history remains present without seeking attention. You feel accompanied by memory, the weight of 143 years of the Nguyen dynasty's reign. It is a monument to the greatness of a bygone era, a place where stone not only remembers history, it continues to mourn history. Da Nang is a city that has chosen movement. For decades, it has stood between the conflicts of the past and the possibilities of the future. Spanning the Han River, the bridge is shaped like a Lai dynasty dragon leaning towards the East Sea, a symbol long associated with prosperity and innovation. The dragon's winding body is not just decoration, it is the structure itself. The curved steel box girders withstand traffic while transforming engineering into identity. The bridge connects the airport's main axis directly to the beaches, linking movement into the city's daily flow. At night, the dragon becomes a public stage, spewing fire and water, transforming the infrastructure into a shared experience, soaring above the city. The Golden Bridge stretches through the mountains and forests, supported by massive rock formations. Located within the Sunworld Bana Hills Resort, at an altitude of 1,414 meters above sea level, this approximately 150-meter-long pedestrian bridge connects the Marseille Cable Car Station with the Thien Thai Garden. Its striking feature is the two giant moss-covered stone hands supporting a golden ribbon, creating a feeling that is both ancient and modern. However, Da Nang is not defined solely by its modern architecture. A profound, unexplored mystery lies within the Marble Mountains, 5 rocky peaks rising from the flat coastal plain. Hidden deep within the mountains are vast caves where bullet marks from modern warfare lie just inches from 400-year-old Buddhist altars. Hoi An is a town where time seems to be encased by the river, a preserved relic of the 17th century maritime Silk Road. Hoi An's beauty lies in its eternal golden hour, the way the earthy yellow walls of the merchant houses retain sunlight, transforming the narrow alleys into a warm, reddish-brown dream. Once a major trading port, Hoi An once welcomed merchants from across Asia and Europe. When the Thu Bon River filled in and the large ships departed, Hoi An did not modernize. It simply fell asleep. This frozen time has preserved a unique cultural blend where Japanese bridges, Chinese assembly halls, and Vietnamese wooden houses merge into a unified identity. The story of Hoi An is written in light. During the day, the town is bustling with activity. Shops are open, handicrafts are produced, boats ply the Thu Bon River. As the daylight fades, lanterns appear, one by one, hanging suspended over the narrow streets. Their light is soft, imperfect, and deeply personal. It reflects on the yellow walls and the dark water, making the town seem to enclose itself. People still release lanterns to float on the river, not for show, but to make wishes. Small wishes placed into the moving water. Da Lat is located on the Lang Biang Plateau at an altitude of over 1,500 meters, where the climate has reshaped human ambitions. The mild temperatures year-round give the city the reputation of being the place of eternal spring. The story of Da Lat begins in 1893, when Dr. Alexandre Yersin discovered the land of the Lak people, leading the French to build it into a resort with a strong colonial architectural style. More than 2,000 old villas with sloping tiled roofs and pale yellow walls still stand as testaments to a romantic Indochine. However, an architectural paradox emerges in the crazy house, Hangna Villa, a unique, bizarre architectural work that challenges any traditional architectural rules, sparking curiosity about boundless creativity. The project is a liberation of the imagination of female architect Dang Viet Nga, inspired by the nature of Dalat and the work of architect Antoni Gaudí. Moyni challenges assumptions about Vietnam's geography, a fascinating geological phenomenon where the laws of a tropical country are completely reversed. Here, shifting white and red sand dunes stretch endlessly, creating a landscape that seems as if the Sahara Desert has fallen onto the shores of the azure East Sea. The constant sea breeze shapes the dunes, causing the landscape to change hourly, giving the feeling of a constantly evolving reality. For generations, fishing villages have adapted to this environment. Round bamboo basket boats line the coastline at dawn, reflecting the techniques developed to handle the shallow waters and strong currents. The allure of Muine lies not only in its contrasts, but also in their coexistence. Wind, sand, and sea interact, creating an ever-changing landscape. It's a place where geography dictates the rhythm, and human life responds accordingly. Ho Chi Minh City operates on the principle of movement. Formerly Saigon, a whirlwind of energy, a metropolis with 10 million people and 7 million motorbikes, the economic heart of Vietnam. The city's beauty lies in the clash of time. The way the shadow of the 461-meter-tall landmark 81 falls upon the red bricks of the magnificent Notre Dame Cathedral and Central Post Office, designed by Gustave Eiffel. It's a city that never sleeps, where the neon lights of District 1's skyscrapers reflect onto the Saigon River, while the aroma of street food wafts through alleyways that have witnessed 3 centuries of transformation. The city's history is written in its magnificent boulevards and hidden depths. Beneath the surface lies the Cu Chi Tunnels, a 250-kilometer-long underground labyrinth that was once a shadowy city during the war, housing kitchens, hospitals, and command centers. Within the city itself, colonial-era markets like Ben Thanh coexist with modern financial districts. Con Dao is an archipelago of 16 islands, possessing 2 hauntingly beautiful sides, a hell on earth and a natural paradise. Built by the French colonial government in the 19th century and later used during wartime, these prisons held thousands of political prisoners in harsh conditions. For over a century, these islands were the most terrifying prison complex in Indochina. Established by the French colonialists in 1862 and later used during the Vietnam War. Con Dao is proof that landscapes can carry wounds and still regenerate. History remains, but nature shapes the present, not by erasing the past, but by developing beyond it. Vietnam is a place where time leaves its clear mark, on the limestone mountains, in the silent rivers, and in the tranquil lives of people who have learned to live alongside history. Vietnam belongs to no one. But once you set foot here, a part of Vietnam will remain within you silently, persistently, and forever. If you wish to explore more beautiful and mysterious lands, continue to journey with us.